So we're all on the list. Okay? With regard to the camps themselves, though we'll go into detail quietly since we want to discuss this with some of the commanders, they are not that hard to defeat. No fixed position of this type, which requires a limited amount of manpower to protect it, can be properly secured by an enthusiastic aggressor. If you are willing to take it, it will be yours. It's that simple. And the defender in most cases, as in this especially, cannot see a reason to effectively defend a site which to him has no real military value. In this case, he's a prison guard. Not a whole lot of motivation there, other than maybe to protect himself from being chewed up by you. Okay, it's that simple. Any questions? Okay, real quick, since I think we covered the basic points, we did discuss the chip a little bit. Am I correct? Okay, so we discussed that. One of the things I wanted to do tonight, just as a quick piece of classwork, was to talk about night vision operations. Just a real quickie. We've got an opportunity here. We've got an excellent opportunity with the conditions that we have. Well, now I'm going to teach normal human night vision first. Now remember, first of all, that every human being, in fact, of this group here, as large as it is, probably 2 of you have night vision comparable to many of the nocturnal animals. In most cases, 1 out of 1,000,000 have what is called perfect night vision. Perfect night vision means they can literally see as well in dark as they can in the light. Now, 1 out of 1,000,000. So we're talking very few. So it depends on the population group and what their background is. Your eye has material in it that's called element purple. Anybody familiar with that? Okay, good. What it does is it coats the eye and allows the eye itself to expand and take in more light. Most of you have experienced the results of this. If you've ever, like I'm standing here right now, every time I look in that camera, you get this residual light effect. This is especially true at night where you have darkness as opposed to light areas. Element purple is there and is, of course, expanded to the surface of the eye over a period of about 11 to 16 minutes with your first adaptation when you walk away from bright light. White light burns and destroys element purple. Okay? That's why when you come out, you step out in the street, you see these 2 lights come at you, you're blinded. It takes a certain amount of time to eliminate that dead zone that's in front of you. Each time that you burn off the element purple that you have, you're destroying more of the reserve that your body builds up. Every night, your body builds up a new reserve. You can enhance that by, of course, taking beta-carotene, and there are several other vitamins that could be recommended. They will help to enhance the production of element purple for the eye. However, in most cases we do have technology available, but in the first instance, you are your best weapon, and in many cases you're the only weapon you've got.
Combat situations.
Yep, combat situation, batteries run out, people are all that's left. And in fact, it is your first tool right here. Use your mind. With your night vision, what you need to do, especially in night patrols, for instance, peripheral security or patrolling, what you would do is, first of all, eliminate all of these external white light situations. You've seen in the movies where you see a red light cover or a red light lens. What that's doing is blocking out the harmful radiation that destroys the element purple. Red light does not. Red lenses filter out the light. This light, of course, would normally be undone. Right there. I'd undo it. Also secure the others. Then I would block all of the internal areas of the house. My security elements would come outside and you adapt them. In other words, you literally sit down for a period of time, covering the eyes, and allow the body to disperse the material that's needed to increase your night vision, your private night vision. Once that's done, what we do, of course, we're going to do it here tonight for a little bit. We're going to shut some things down. The next thing that's done is that you have to adapt people to use the night vision properly. Now what happens, first of all, if you've ever tried this, you all know, but you just ignore it. The center of your eye is a dead zone. Are you all familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay. The center of your eye is a dead zone. You automatically, and from birth, you automatically defocus around that block. At night, you physically focus with your eye without a perspective to focus on, or without an objective to focus on. Your eye automatically tracks to center. And what happens is you're trying to look at an object with your dead spot, with a dead zone. So what you need to learn to do is, if this is the objective You need to learn to use either an X pattern or a Z pattern when you observe things. Never look at an object directly. Look at it indirectly. You'll find this time and again it works. It's the only way to work. In other words, if this is the objective, right here, you would move from left to right, down, and back, then reverse the order again, and or you can use a figure 8 pattern. Some people like to do that. It works the same way, but by using a figure 8 pattern, your mind will register this area that's normally dead in the center. This technique has to be used, and you also have to protect your eyes in the event of white light illumination. Example is when you do see the car coming down the road, one of the techniques that's used is you decide which you want to use as your shooting eye. Everybody knows you have to line up sights. You have to observe and be able to identify targets. Some cases you've seen where people have realistically done this in theater, in the movies, when they depict war movies, where the soldier will cover his right eye when he's exposed to white light, like a mapping light, or if a vehicle shines a light, or if there's a star shell, and you have night illumination like you see in the movies with a pop star shell. The reason he's doing this is because he's saving the adapted eye. The one is used for conventional vision, this one is used for abnormal or night vision. Okay? Another technique, which is not as successful, is just simply to close the eye. That helps. But you should turn the eye down and allow the skull and the overcrest of your forehead to block the vision, block it out. You'll know by the illumination of secondary light through the skin of the eye that the car or the vehicle or the illumination has passed, whatever it is, flashlights, whatever you're talking about. Some people may do this accidentally. Other people are doing it intentionally because they're trying to find you. Okay? Illumination flares are actually designed to disrupt the battlefield, not enhance it. So when you see all these movies where they were using it, the flares are designed to mess up the vision of the combatants. And in fact, normally, your observers will cover themselves up when the flares are being used, and as soon as the flares are done, they come back out of their cover, your LPOPs as we call them. Their vision's not messed up, but everybody else's is. See how that works? When you're trying to attack, you can't be sure when something's going to go off. So as a defender, you have an advantage. Now, if you lose the element purple, if it's burned off, it will take 22 to 25 minutes in most cases to readapt. If you lose it a third time, it will take maybe half an hour to 40 minutes to readapt. Because you've destroyed a specific amount of the reserve and your body's having to compensate and spread more and more of it thinner and thinner over the surface of the eye. So you must protect your night vision at all costs.
I cry for my country, for the pain that it's been through. She's been made to suffer for the profit of a few. Storm clouds are out forming, winds of change now touch our shores. Our hear forefathers are crying as the dream's been cruised. America.